Here we are, Tales from the Tree, part 6. Now, obviously, during the course of our beginning journeys, I have created a lot of confusion. Believe me, it wasn't deliberate. Thanks to Eric the Viking, he manages to elucidate on many of my parables and helps a lot. And I also got a request that maybe I should mention why Cabala may be spelt 3 different ways. This might help a bit. You have to understand, there's a certain irrelevancy in the way you go. The relevance comes from what you're trying to achieve. What I'm trying to do here with Tales from the Tree is to give you, our listeners, a guaranteed pathway to union with higher self, and then the guaranteed return down. So we are going up the male path, and we'll be coming down the female path. When Eric put that little ziggy wiggy in his thing there, where they go, Kether to Chakma to Binna, down to Gedula, over to Gebra, through Tipper, and over here to Nella, and then over to Hard, and then down like that to Yes and down. That is basically the patriarchal big representation that would really include both of these of creation.
It's the way they bring it down. Opposite way, you see,
you would have the female principles. That's the way we'll be bringing down the higher self part. But neither one of them, neither one of them, use these paths for the active pole or the passive pole. In order to do this the right way and guarantee your success, we're using the pathways. Now, bear with me a little bit. Frequently, you'll see a book, and it'll be Quaballah, Kaballah. Yeah, Kaballah. Kof, the sun, the actual liberation, the strength to break through the roof of the moon, the enclosure. Kof, boom, boom. That's a very valid Cabalistic approach. Very valid, very commercial. You see it around all the time. And actually, the Kaballah with the K, strength, the lion or lust. In the tarot deck, see strength, the fist. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna beat my way. Boom. You do that. That's valid too. Once again, very commercial. Once again, actually the most common approach. But then we've got the Cabala, Kaballah, that you don't see very often. Doesn't have an H, there's no hay on it. That's the occult Kabbalah. You want to go back, play with Levy, McGregor Mathers, some of the other people that allowed little things in there that weren't always supposed to be publicly presented. This is basically our movie here. I will continue to spell it this way. because when I use it in any videos or anything we make public, the keyword works like this. And obviously, we're trying to promote the topic, so the Google keywords are relatively important on that level. But this is what we deal with. And while we're at it, let's deal with a couple of other precepts. In the Judaic Kabbalah, in order to study Kabbalah, one must have completed shul, that's S-H-U-L. You say that's the Jewish school, that's their parochial school, where they're constantly studying Torah. They must be male. And they must have produced a child. In the hard Orthodox aspects, if you were Hasid or something like that, you actually must produce a male child. It was absolutely verboten within Orthodox Judaism that a woman was allowed to study Kabbalah. It's a nice patriarchal philosophy we have here. A few decades ago, Rabbi Rayberg, who I might mention was barely 40, so his Kabbalistic studies weren't really very far advanced, if you can imagine. So he couldn't have been at it for over a couple of years. But he decided that he would teach women. And so we've got Madonna and a bunch of other people that got into studying Kabbalah, which is a good thing. I'm totally in, don't get me wrong. I really believe women should have been able to study it all the time, but that hasn't been the case. But now we come with, you might say, a base initiate, taking this to an entire new level, teaching women, and we won't comment specifically on any errors or any lack of knowledge that might have been present as we got into this reformed Kabbalistic movement that included the maternal aspects. So all these things you have to remember. You can do this anyway. We have a way that guarantees you success. That's the way we're doing. My job is to get you here, and when you get there, have absolute awareness and surrender to higher self, to where you are both little self and big self, and then assist you in bringing them both down here so you're dealing with this reality within the process of higher self guiding you in little self. That's our process. Once we get you there, you're on your own. That's our process. That's all we can do. So now, and this one's very easy because we already did the sun here. See, we already did this. See, right up here, sun actually spelled Q-U-A, right? Cop. See? I mean, we already did this with Adam. But now Adam and Eve are together. Now Adam and Eve are together. So you have an active and passive principle together. You might even call it almost a neutrality or a balance while they're together. Both proceeding and achieving this active liberation to break them through. To break them through. See, they're human now. They're human now. They want this to be the Garden of Eden again, and the only way that's going to happen is after they get up here and then all the way back down. So they're heading over here to Netzach, victory. Victory is having that axe, having that sledgehammer, having that tool to break through any resistance, to just break through any resistance. And this is what they're doing. They're getting up here right, to achieve that. See? Break through it. And from there, then they're going to come down to desire. See, if we went up to desire, they wouldn't have the tool to bust through. We need the tool to break through first. So they have traveled together, and they get there to Netzach, and they're like, oh boy, we're here. But see, now they're human. They still have all this other stuff. They still have their desire. They've got victory. And remember, we've got a pregnant lady here. Let's not forget that. We have this pregnant lady there, and so we've got this axe. And here they're going. And see, now they will start coming down here. On number 7, we'll be going back down through the moon, be a little more complex, because now you're going to have the active and passive both, and that roof of the moon, that oppression of the moon, is really got to be broken through, but without harming it. The thing is, these things have to be done with do no harm. So we've got Adam and Eve up here. Remember this. Spend a little time here. I'm going to strongly encourage everyone who's even attempting this, to please read Eric the Viking's comments and post. Unfortunately, the man is soon to enter full-time employment again, which is wonderful for him, but horrible for us because he is really on it. Now, you all have a real good week, and hopefully we're going to see you tomorrow evening.